The following matters will come before the License Commission today at a regularly scheduled meeting. The meeting previously filed with the city clerk. The first items we will take up are the applications submitted for consideration. Item number 1, Veterans Assisting Veterans, 649-1 Squire Road. Dennis Michella is the event manager. This is an application of Veterans Assisting Veterans for a one-day entertainment license to be exercised in the rear lot of 649-1 Squire Road on Saturday, August 14th, 2021, from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m., with a rain date of August 15th, 2021, same hours. Said license will be for a concert with the proceeds to benefit veterans. The expected number of attendees will be 300. Is there someone here on behalf of Veterans Assisting Veterans? Would you step to the podium, please, sir? And your name and address for the record.
Dan Zwicker, 235 Revere Street, Revere, Mass.
Mr. Zwicker, can you explain what Veterans Assisting Veterans would like to do here?
We're going to take, with the proceeds, we're going to take 10 Vietnam veterans down to D.C. for a tour of D.C. in the wall.
Okay.
I've got the poster that's out, if I may.
Thank you. This is for the event. All right, sir. So can you tell me what type of security you're going to have? How many? What are your plans here?
I'm, again, filling in for Dennis. He was called down to Florida, and he's on his way back now. So I, as a member of the VAV, I am filling in, and from what my understanding is, it's going to be in the back of Harley-David's, away from everything. It's all covered. The parking is in front of the fire department now, the parking plant, which they're supposed to get the final decisions and everything on a Friday morning. Everything else, there's no alcohol, there's no coolers allowed. It's just bring your own chairs and no umbrellas, no anything. Just sitting, watching the concert for a couple hours, and that's it.
Very good. Do any of my fellow commissioners have any questions?
No, I have no questions. I know they've run similar events in the past.
Yes, we have.
And they all seem to work out very well, so I have no questions.
Thank you.
You said the back parking lot, is it the area where it's fenced off?
Right, in the back there.
Commissioner, turn your mic on, please.
Thank you. You said in the back where it's fenced off?
Yes.
I have no further questions.
Very good. I don't have any questions. I spoke to Mr. Michella about the event, and I think it's a good event. It seems like you guys have it under control. Do you have any issues with the parking or any police matters that we haven't thought of?
No, I mean, as long as they don't foresee traffic being an issue, which I don't really see it being. There's no alcohol involved, so I don't think the police will have any issues with it.
Very good. I would make a motion that we approve this.
Yeah.
I'll second the motion.
Very good. The application is approved. Oh, I'm sorry. Before I do that, I have to open the meeting up. I'm sorry about that. Are there any other proponents? Is there anybody that would like to speak on behalf of this? I don't see or hear any. I'll close that section. Are there any opponents? Is there anybody opposed to this? Anybody that doesn't want this to happen? I don't see or hear anybody. I will close that section. I made a motion to approve. You seconded it. Commissioner Osina will make it unanimous, and your application for a one-day entertainment license is approved. The application of Veterans Assisting Veterans for a one-day entertainment license to be exercised in the rear parking lot of 649-1 Squire Road on Saturday, August 14th, 2021, from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. with a rain date of Sunday, August 15th, 2021, is approved. Thank you very much, sir. Item number 2, Revere Beach Partnership, Revere Beach. Chris Puya is the event manager. This is an application for a special one-day license for all alcohol, common victular, and entertainment. The application for the Revere Beach Partnership for the one-day license to be exercised in a fenced-in area set up on Revere Beach on Saturday, August 7th, 2021, from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. as part of the International Sand Sculpting Festival. Your name and address for the record, please, sir.
My name is Chris Puya, 150 Beach Street, Revere, Mass.
Very good. I've seen these events in the past. Is this basically any changes that we should be aware of?
The only change is we're eliminating the tent.
Very good. Do any of my fellow commissioners have any questions?
I have no questions. It's the same as we have every year, another great event for the city of Revere, so I have no questions.
Very good. Someone want to make a motion to? I'm sorry. Thank you very much for that. Okay, we're going to close that section. Are there any proponents? Anybody else want to speak on behalf of the Revere Beach Partnership? We don't see or hear anybody. We'll close that section. Any opponents? Is anybody opposed? Don't see or hear any. We'll close that section. It's time for a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve.
I second.
Very good. The motion is approved.
Thank you.
The application is approved of a special one-day license for an all-alcohol common victular and entertainment license for the Revere Beach Partnership to be exercised in a fenced-in area set up on Revere Beach on Saturday, August 7th, 2021, from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. as part of the Sand Sculpting Festival. Thank you very much. Item number 3, Dots Army, St. Mary's Ball Field. Dania Griffin is the event manager. This is an application for a special one-day license for malt, common victular, and entertainment. The application of Dots Army for the one-day license is to be exercised at St. Mary's Ball Field on Saturday, September 11th, 2021, from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m., with a rain date of Sunday, September 12th, 2021. The license is for a cornhole tournament fundraiser to raise funds for the Jimmy Fund. The expected number of attendees is 150 to 200. Is there anybody here on behalf of Dots Army?
Ken Griffin, 69 Lancaster, Revere, Mass.
Very good, sir. Can you just explain what the event is?
For the past 5 years, we've had a fundraiser, cornhole tournaments. It's gotten a little bit bigger than it has in the past. We'd like to raise a little bit more money, so we're going to have it down at the baseball fields, St. Mary's baseball fields. We'd like to have the Brentwater Brewery coming in. They take care of everything. We just set up a perimeter to keep, kids away.
And how are you going to dispense the beer and wine?
They bring a truck in, and they have it all confined, a special truck that they have set up. So we're not even part of that. They bring it in, and whatever they sell, they donate to the...
Very good. Do any of my fellow commissioners have any questions?
No, I have no questions. Just a clarification, you're applying for the license for a business, is that right?
For the business itself? No, we're applying for
trucks.
for the truck, yes, for the,
I'm just, I don't know, maybe to my colleagues, should they be applying if they're coming in for a license, a one-day license, the business itself?
I don't think so.
No, I don't think so. Is that,
I don't know. So, but we're really licenses, right,
they are not making any money off the deal.
right. It just seems like they're gonna come in and license it. No, just for clarification,
Okay.
that's all. You're saying the business is coming in to run this function.
Well, no, not coming to run the function, they're just coming in with a
You're
A
just
beer
going to be
truck.
the caterer for your
Yeah.
function? Okay, thank you. I was a
Sorry
little
about that.
confused.
No, they're not running
I'm
the
sorry.
function.
Another great event for the city of Revere.
So you have a vendor coming in to serve
The alcohol.
The alcohol, the beer, and it's only
Yeah,
beer, right?
That's it.
The consumption area that you have here, is the beer consumption gonna be confined to this one area, or will they be able to walk around?
No, confined to one area.
And is the vendor responsible to maintain that area to keep people confined?
No, we'll rope everything off so none of the kids or anything get into that area.
Okay. I have no further questions. Rob, I have no further questions.
Do any of my commissioners have any other questions?
No further questions.
Very good. Thank you very much, sir. I'll close this section. Are there any proponents? Is there anybody else that would like to speak on behalf of Dots Army? I don't see or hear anybody. We'll close that section. Anybody, any opponents? Are there anybody opposed to the event at St. Mary's Ball Field? We don't see or hear anybody. We'll close that section. I mean, it seems like a good event. I'm a little concerned that there's no information on the vendor, as far as, you know, what the deal is with them. I see you have something here from Bentwater Brewing Company. Are they gonna be, they're your vendor?
They're the person handling the alcohol, the beer and wine, not wine, but beer, and they have malt liquor.
You know, as long as the thing is enclosed and there's not people walking around with the alcohol, you know, I don't have a problem with it. Lieutenant, what are your thoughts on that?
No, it sounds like the typical setup for one of these type of events where as long as the alcohol distribution and consumption is contained in a separated area, you know, snow fence or whatever, just to keep kids out of the way or whatever. And I'm sure this organization, I mean, they're a local brewery, so I'm sure their employees are tip certified and everything, and, you know, so we make sure there's no underage, you know, anywhere near there.
Nothing.
We don't have an issue with it.
Thank you.
Very good. Thank you very much, Lieutenant.
Thank you.
Would someone like to make a motion?
I'd move to approve.
I'll second the motion.
Very good. I'll make it unanimous. The motion is approved. The application for a special one-day license, malt, common victular, and entertainment for Dots Army to be exercised at St. Mary's Ball Field on Saturday, September 11th, 2021, from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m., with a rain date Sunday, September 12th, 2021, 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. The license will be for a cornhole tournament, fundraiser for the Jimmy Fund. The expected number of attendees is 150 to 200. Good luck with the event, sir. That application is approved. Item number 4, El Paso Enchiladas LLC, DBA Algiers Place, 3559 North Shore Road. Ahmed Gayat is the manager. This is an application of a common victualer's license. The application for El Paso Enchiladas LLC, DBA Algiers Place, for a common victualer's license to be exercised at 1559 North Shore Road, Revere. The requested hours are Sunday through Saturday, 6 a.m. to 12 a.m., and the requested seating is 18. Your name and address for the record, please, sir.
My name is Ahmed Giyat. My address is 87 Douglas Street in Revere.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
And can you tell us what your plans are for the restaurant?
Yeah, this place is under renovation. It's a new place. But me, I've been in business for 22 years. I have a business in Finney Hall, Quincy Market, from 1998. The name is El Paso Enchiladas. It's Mexican food, and this business I'm gonna do it under this name, and it's in Revere. Usually it's about North African food with sandwiches and subs and everything.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Do you have any questions, Commissioner?
No questions. Does your boy work at Domino's? Does your son work at Domino's? Does your son work in a restaurant at the time now?
My son?
Yeah,
No,
no.
no, I
thought
I
it-
have 3 kids. They are at school. One 21 years, she's at Emmanuel's college, and the 2 boys, they are one in high school in Revere, the other one in community college in Bentonville.
Yeah, right. I thought it was him that worked at Domino's. A very good boy. He's been there for a couple of years. But no, I have no questions.
Yeah.
Thank you, Commissioner Rosino.
Do you intend to have any form of entertainment?
No, just regular.
So it's just purely food-based
Just
servicing?
food-based. with,
Takeout?
Yeah, takeout and seats inside.
Because I noted the hours.
I try to open early for breakfast,
Mhm.
and I stay late just for, like a business. I want to do business, to stay
Well,
late.
and I can appreciate that. I know that, especially on the weekends, you would want that late service rush. But I'm noting that you're requesting to stay open until 12 during the week. But this is
Yeah.
not for like any like entertainment type purposes or anything, right?
No, I have nothing else, just food,
Okay.
just food.
I have no further questions.
Thank you.
You know.
So, sir, excuse me, sir, are you going to be doing 3 meals? Is that your intention?
No, I said I do sandwiches, sabs, and the North African food like couscous, like, that's it, yeah.
All right, thank you very much. We'll close that section. Any proponents? Is there anybody else that would like to speak on behalf of the Algiers restaurant? I don't see or hear anybody. We'll close that section. Is there any opposed? Is there anybody that's opposed to the issuing of this license? I don't see or hear anybody. We'll close that section.
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'd second that motion.
Very good. The motion is approved for El Paso Enchilada LLC, DBA Algiers Place, 1559 North Shore Road, the common victualist license to be exercised at that address, Sunday through Saturday, 6 a.m. to 12 a.m., with the requested seating of 18. That license is approved. Good luck, sir. The next item is item number 5. Nilhar Enterprises, Inc., DBA Woody's Liquors, 266 Broadway. Ranjata Kumar Patel is the manager. I'm sorry if I mispronounced your name, sir. The application for an alteration of premises. The application of Nilhar Enterprises, DBA Woody's, for an alteration of premises to consist of expansion of the retail premises and basement storage. Your name and address for the record, please, sir.
Good afternoon, Attorney John Moradian, Democus Law Offices, 56 Central Ave, Lynn, Mass. With me is Rajendra Kumar Patel. Your address.
126 Morris Street, Revere, Rajendra Patel.
Thank you, sir. Can you just explain what your plans are for this location?
Yeah, so they basically want to expand the liquor store. There is a pizza restaurant that was there, and they're going to take over that premises to make the entire building, that section of building, licensed premises for that alcohol store. So it's adding approximately 1,300 square feet, so the entire first floor is licensed, and the entire storage of the basement.
Thank you, sir. Any of my fellow commissioners have any questions? My only question would be, sir, is are you going to be changing the counter layout, or is the doorway going to stay the same, or?
So we submitted the floor plan. If this is approved,
Is that this,
yeah,
okay.
actually, the first page of that is the first floor. So you'll walk in, the counter will be to your left, and also be a counter, kind of where the pizza place is now. There's a door on that side too, so there'll be counters on both sides of the,
So will people be entering and exiting from both doors?
yeah. And I believe at one point, the entire premises was licensed as an entire alcohol store.
Are there any other questions?
I have no questions.
Commissioner Guanasso?
Where the pizza was when you
Yeah.
went in that side door? So that's just going to be all open into the alcohol and,
Right, so there's a partition wall in there now that separates the pizza restaurant from the liquor store. They're gonna take that partition wall down, so it's all open.
so are they going to be able to sit there and eat pizza?
Oh, no, there's no more pizza place.
There's no one-
It's gone.
Oh,
The
okay.
pizza business, they went out of business, so it's vacant right now, actually.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay. No, I have no questions.
I have no questions.
Very good. Thank you very much, sir. We'll close this section of the hearing. Are there any other proponents or anybody that wants to speak on behalf of this alteration of premises? I don't see or hear anybody. I'll close that section. Any opponents? Is anybody opposed to this?
Good afternoon, Commissioners. Michael Wells, City Revere, Director of Inspectional Services. We currently have some complaints in regards to Woody's property located behind the building of 264, 266 Broadway. Some neighbor issues going on there that need to be resolved, and we're not seen to be getting anywhere with violations and talking to the owner of the building and the owner of the business. So I kindly ask that this not go through until all violations through inspectional services are rendered.
Have you had an opportunity to speak with the attorney, or has he addressed?
I have not spoken to their attorney. I've spoken to John Woody and also Mr. Patel.
Very good. Thank you very much, Mr. Wells. Any commissioners have any questions for Mr. Wells?
Mike, did you say there was some neighbor complaints?
Neighbor complaints in regards to sanitation issues in their back of their building.
The
So their building abuts 250 Broadway, the parking lot.
Right.
And all unused space in the back of the building is kind of like a U shape back there. Just a bunch of trees, buildup of trash, debris, broken glass, food debris back there. They have roughly about over $500 in fines right now. They have filed for an appeal. They do have two outstanding as well. And they have not done anything to rectify the problem back there.
And to the best of your knowledge, how much of that information, how much of that could be attributable to the liquor business as opposed to the pizza business?
Well, it's the same parcel.
I see. Okay, I may have some questions for the attorney. Quickly.
So this is the first I'm aware of the actual citation by inspectional services, but I believe the issue might be with the landlord himself in terms of the neighbor issue. Roush, have you guys, I know Harry said he's worked back to clean it up somewhat, but in terms of the fines for $500, it's not fining my clients, it's fining the landlord who's not involved in their business.
Well, as a license holder, he has a responsibility
I
to
understand
keep
that.
the licensed
And-
premises in repair and order and clean. So, that's.
Right, but I'm saying in terms of outstanding money to the city, it's not their responsibility. I'd ask that we approve the license application on condition that we get this squared away with the neighbor and the landlord, and clean it up back there.
Who's responsible for disposal, trash removal, et cetera, according to their lease?
The landlord is responsible, but so far we came know from the neighbors and the department. It is responsibility of my landlord, even though we cleaned up ourselves. I go, personally, my son, we went back and we took out all the traces and everything, even though it was not my responsibility, but it is my business, so I take care of that property too. So on the behalf of my landlord, we try to clean it, but that is basically responsibility of my landlord.
The trash and debris that's behind the building, is it your,
No.
what exactly is it?
It is the people who are walking through over there, they throw that, it is a open space, so people throws the bottle or something themselves. Nothing from the store or nothing from the landlord. But the people who walk through over there, they throw the bottle and like that.
Sir, are you the only one in that rental area that abuts the yard?
Pardon me?
Is there anyone else that rents in that, from the same landlord that you're on?
No,
No, so you're the only one,
right.
and then it's the backyard. Well, I think the inspectional service is saying there's overgrown trees and just very unkept back there.
There is a trees over there, but that is the open parking space and not parking space, but that belongs to this buildings. That's a landlord's property, and it is the open space, and there is a lot of trees over there. But, you know,
Okay, and
We
and
don't
what
use- we
what
don't-
has your landlord said? He just,
no, whenever he got any complaint or anything, he call us, and we, myself, or we gonna send the people, hire the people, and we clean it up.
okay, thank you.
I guess the concern for me, and I think the point why Mike is raising this issue is that the construction may contribute additional waste or to the problem that's already existing that seems to not have been rectified. And then, so what do we, if this were approved today and obviously the construction begins and you start renovating the inside, how can you assure the city that you're not contributing to the already issue that's taking place behind the property? Do you plan to get an additional dumpster? What are the plans?
Well, the licensed contractors will be doing the work for construction in terms of construction debris. That will be taken care of by the licensed contractors. Hardik is Virginia's son. He can explain the back situation.
Hardik Patel, 126 Morris Street. I'm Raj's son. So behind the building, there's literally no access to go there. It's fenced off. We have to go through another person's property who I believe is making the complaint. I myself went there 2 weeks in a row, try to clean as much as I can. And I spoke to John Wood, who's the landlord, directly, that the trees, the broken glasses which are buried in the sand, that has to be professionally cleaned out. One, I'm not allowed to access someone else's property to go into the back of the store because it's literally a ditch about 20, 30 feet down. So I can't clean all that. So I've spoken to John Wood plenty of time, as I spoke to Mike directly as well, and try to solve this on my way as much as possible. But unfortunately, John Wood, for those of you who know here, it's hard to deal with it. So he has to send someone out and deal with it. I've spoken to health department directly, I guess one of the co-worker of Mike, to send citations so at least we can rectify this. But unfortunately, as a business owner, I don't have access in that area to clean it in my way, unless going through another person's property to do it. It is someone has to done it professionally and very more thorough job than we would do it.
Thank you very much, sir. Mike, I just have a couple questions, if you don't mind. In your opinion, has Mr. Patel done all that he can do as a license holder to clean this up?
Yeah, yes and no. I'm not sure if Mr. Wood holds the, what the lease details are of who is responsible, whether it's Mr. Wood or Mr. Patel. Everybody's lease agreements are different. So in the inspectional services world, our tickets go to the landlord and are, held with an address, not a person.
I
So,
understand. You did have dealings with Mr. Patel. Was he responsive to your?
So after the last citation, Mr. Patel reached out to me directly and asked me, what exactly needed to be done. I told him exactly what needed to be done. Unfortunately, it might, the trash might not be coming from his particular place, but it ends up on his property. So there's just some details that maybe need to be worked out between 250 Broadway and their particular place, maybe a higher fence in the back so the trash doesn't go down into their area. But those are things logistics that need to be worked out with his landlord.
Okay, what I want to avoid is that we're punishing Mr. Patel for, the sins of the landlord.
I understand.
And so I just want to make sure that we can parse this out and make sure we're assigning blame.
Right, well, I'm not sure who is responsible. Ultimately, Mr. Wood is responsible at the end of the day, but again, there could be a lease agreement that, the owner of the business is responsible. So whatever way that is worked out in their world.
All right, well, thank you very much.
Michael,
Anybody else
just-
have any questions for Mr.
Please. In looking at this rubbish behind there, would you think any of it is coming from Woody's?
Well, they don't have access, but it is, the parcel does belong to them.
Right.
So it is their responsibility to keep it maintained and clean and free of debris. So is it coming from there? No. Same thing, somebody walks in front of your house and leaves a pile of rubble, ultimately the homeowner becomes responsible for it,
Right.
after they take off. So we're kind of in the same situation. The 250 Broadway parking lot abuts this particular open space behind that building. And I'm sure that's where the majority of the debris is coming from. Somebody gets out of the car and just, a bag goes on the ground or whatever the situation is. But I think, if they were able to put up a higher fence, or because there's a chain link fence up there, if they put up a solid fence that would prevent anything from going in there. It's definitely not a usable spot, and it's not like you can go back there and sit or anything, but it is a nuisance to the neighbors.
Right.
And Mr. Patel does not have access to that? Is that my understanding, or he does have?
I'm not sure if he has access to that from his location or not, I'm not sure.
Is
Thank you
it-
very much, Mike.
Is it all one parcel?
Yes.
The land, it's not two separate lots? It's still one parcel. But just for clarification, you don't think it's them contributing to this rubbish being put in the back?
No, it's coming from the top of
Just
the
where-
parking lot,
Yeah.
so.
And there's nothing we can do to, you've said you've already sanctioned the owner?
Again, they have, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, currently 5 violations going back to May 20th. And I just want to reiterate, the point of a violation is to get someone's attention, not
Right.
to continue to fine them. So the point of the violation is to get their attention to rectify the problem so it doesn't occur again, use it as a teaching moment. So, but we can't seem to get any action to get it resolved.
Are
This
there
is,
other mechanisms besides the fining to get cooperation?
I didn't hear the first part.
I'm sorry. Are there other mechanisms beside the fining and violations to force some compliance of the landlord?
At this point,
Does Mr. Wood have
we've
any
spoken to him on the
licenses
phone.
with us?
And, my inspector has also spoken to him on the phone, and, the violation, so he does have them in for an appeal, 3 of them as we speak, there still are 2 open. But that's up to the municipal hearings officer.
I'm sorry,
It's a
Commissioner.
very, this is one of those cases where it's difficult to go over, because as far as I'm concerned, the inspectional service is our eyes and ears when we're not there. So I have to respect what he's seen and how he is doing a great job in our city, looking for these sore spots. But to hold someone who I'm hoping isn't contributing to this makes it very hard. And has the city in any way, through you, Mike, has the city in any way ever cleaned up a lot like that and then charged the fee on his taxes, on Woody's taxes?
We have when there's abandoned properties, but it has to be a real health concern for that to happen.
Would you
So-
say that's an abandoned piece of property if you really
It's-
can't get behind there?
No, I mean, I'm sure the neighbors would be gratefully let them in there if that was the only access to the property. I'm sure that they would not be allowed not to go in there. And if that's where the complaint is coming from, I'm sure the neighbors would gracefully let them in there.
Yeah. It's really too bad. I don't know. I'm not an attorney. We do have an attorney on the board here, they could pay to have it cleaned up, and I'm wondering if they could lien the rent.
Well, here's the thing, with over $525 in fines, they could have put that money toward
And had it done.
getting the
Right.
violations rectified.
But I'm saying if the Lisa did pay to have it done, I'm just wondering, is there any way that he could lien the rent, take it off his rent and work with that? But I
Again,
don't-
that becomes part of the lease. So, a lot of businesses have a triple net, where they're responsible for the taxes, they're responsible for the water,
Water,
they're
right.
responsible for all those sorts of things, property maintenance. So, where his agreement is, I'm not privy to that. But I'm not sure who, ultimately, in my eyes, it's the landlord who's responsible.
Right. But then to, again, we've got inspectional services telling us there's a problem.
Correct.
So how do we work it out and resolve it legally? I would think if they could
I would
pay
have
to
to, I
have
would
it
have to
cleaned
say, if the license is contingent upon cleaning up, I think it would get done pretty quick.
Thank you, Michael.
Well, that is an option.
Are there any more questions or concerns that need to be addressed? Yes, if you turn on your microphone, please, Counselor. Thank you.
There you go. My clients are willing to pay for this and clean it up, as soon as possible, and work it out with the landlord on the side in terms of paying for the fee. I'm not sure what the fines and stuff, that might be the landlord's responsibility, but in terms of getting a company in there and doing it, it's fine, as long as they can get access via the neighbors or what have you.
All right, I appreciate that. I think that offer is something that we can discuss. To be honest, I know your client from going to his businesses. I know he runs a good store there across the street, and he's done well with the liquor store. So, I take him at his word if he says he's going to do something. From what I've seen, he's a good businessman in the city for a long time, and so I would think we'd give him the benefit of the doubt. Michael?
One last word. If they are willing to get the property cleaned up, I will assist them in getting them access to the property through the neighbors.
Very good.
Thank you.
Thank you, Michael.
I have no further questions.
All good?
All good?
We all good?
Sounds good to me.
Does someone want to make a motion?
So
I'll make a
I'd move to approve the application for alteration of premises of Woody's Liquors.
I'll second the motion.
Very good. Actually, before we do that, we did proponents and opponents? I forget.
I don't think we did.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Thank you very much. He was the opponent. So we will close that, and the motion and license is approved. Thank you very much.
And I would
Can we
like to
just read
thank
it into the
Michael
record that
for always helping us out and trying to resolve things in the city.
The application for the alteration of premises for Nilhar Enterprises, Inc., DBA Woody's Liquors, for an alteration of premises to consist of an expansion of the resale premises and basement storage is approved. Thank you very much. Item number 7, it's a late addition to the agenda. This is the U.S. amputee soccer team, Harry Delarusso Stadium. Edison Pava is the event manager. This is an application for a special one-day license for malt, wine, common victular, and entertainment. The application is to be exercised at Harry Delarusso Stadium on Saturday, August 7th, 2001, from 2 p.m. to 9 p.m. Said license is for USA Heroes of Soccer event, and the proceeds to benefit the association. Expected number of attendees is 1,000 to 2,000 people. Is there someone here on behalf of the organization?
Yes, Nikolai Calabria, 77 Winslow Avenue, Somerville.
Very good. Can you explain this event to us, sir?
The players from the United States amputee soccer team are going to be training in the Boston area, and we're going to be putting on an exhibition match at the stadium in Revere. After working with Mayor Arrigo, who helped us move this forward kind of last minute, so thank you for hearing us at this point. And we'll be having about 24 amputees that live from across the country who have traveled here, and we will play on with Revolution colors versus the American All-Star team. And that will be the exhibition match that takes place at 7:30 p.m. And that'll go in for about an hour. Prior to that, we'll have fun and games for kids with a fun park and some face painting, other sorts of things like that. And we will also be selling beer and wine and those drink proceeds will go for the American Amputee Soccer Association as well as the Brazilian Community Heritage Foundation.
Very good. Thank you, sir. Do any of my fellow commissioners have some questions?
The service of the malt liquor, will you have folks at the exit and entry points of the stadium? Or are you going to confine it all to one exit and entry at the stadium?
Yeah, so I can direct you to the map that we have shown out, but the plan is to have beer and wine selling drink tickets, and then those drinks will be poured into cups, and those cups will be confined to the stadium side. We'll also have trash cans and people stationed at the exits to make sure that no alcoholic beverages leave the premises. But really, we're trying to keep the food and drink to the stadium seating that is kind of in the bottom of that image.
No further questions.
Thank you.
I have no questions.
Very good. Have you looked at how the football team did the service and how they set up their alcohol service, stuff like that?
No, I would be happy to learn more about that, though.
I mean, it's, basically, they have we've been granting these licenses to people to come in and do these types of events with the alcohol based on, prescribed protocol as far as dispensing and controlling the alcohol. It seems like you've covered it in here, but there isn't much about who is going to be dispensing and how that's going to work.
I can speak more to that. The folks from the Brazilian Heritage Foundation, Community Heritage Foundation, will be the ones dispensing the alcohol at the table. I can't remember which number it is, but in the bottom right of the map. And those people will be checking IDs and giving wristbands for people to make sure they're of age. Those will be the people that are operating the booths.
So the alcohol will be dispensed as you enter the stadium. You go down to it's going to be on the far right corner of the stadium.
Mm-hmm.
And is there going to be any enclosures around that, or are people going to be able to walk freely in and out? Because the exits are right there as well. So, I mean, what type of provisions are there for controlling the flow of alcohol, if you will?
Yeah, the exits will be manned by people who will not allow drinks to exit. So there will be trash cans stationed there, and if anyone has a drink in hand, it would have to be discarded before leaving. But the front of the field will also be fenced off, so the flow of traffic will go from that area towards the stadium. But I do not think that it's entirely enclosed in terms of where you purchase the alcohol and then moving to the stadium seating. But that's something that we could organize if that's necessary.
Very good. I'm a little concerned about the service of the alcohol, that we don't have a kind of tip certified kind of situation here. It seems a little, I mean, I appreciate the organization and I appreciate the event, but I'm just a little concerned about that. Seems a little problematic to me. I don't know how my other commissioners feel about that.
Yeah, the reason, basically we're not charging at the entrance so that everyone can come, and as opposed to having a vendor who is certified in that sense and then makes profit on that, that's our reasoning for trying to make money for the organization through the drink sales is essentially the way that it would happen. But I completely hear your concern.
Are you okay?
Yep, all good.
Very good.
I'm okay with it.
Have you heard enough?
Yeah?
Very good. We'll close this section. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Are there any proponents? Is there anybody else that would like to speak on behalf of this? I don't see or hear anybody. Are there any opponents? Is there anybody opposed? I don't see or hear anybody. I'll close that section. Well, I like the event. I like everything about it. I'm a little concerned about the alcohol service. But, Lieutenant, what are your thoughts on that?
No, as long as we have responsible adults that they have for their, the football games have gone off without a hitch.
Right.
So I think we'd be in favor of it.
Very good. Thank you.
In addition, we will also have 3 DPW workers there from Revere, as well as 2 or 3 police officers. This is speaking for the Parks and Rec Department.
Very good. All right, that was going to be my next question, but thank you for that. Okay, well.
We're
you wanna
entertain a
make
motion? So I'd move to approve the.
I did that.
Hang on, I apologize.
Very good.
I'd move to approve the application for a special one-day license for malt and wine, common vicular and entertainment license of the U.S. National Amputee Soccer Team.
Very good, thank you.
I'll second the motion.
Very good. The license for the special one-day license is approved for the malt wine, common victular and entertainment license for U.S. National Amputee Soccer Team for the one-day event at Harry Delarusso Stadium, Saturday, August 7th, 2021, from 2 p.m. to 9 p.m. The license is for USA Heroes of Soccer event. The proceeds to benefit the association. Thank you very much, gentlemen. Good luck with the event.
Commissioner, at this time, I think we skipped over number 6, because there is someone in the audience that I think was going to speak on it. If we just explain that, we won't be hearing that.
Okay, I have it just scratched out on my agenda. I'm
I have it
sorry.
withdrawn, yeah. I have it withdrawn as well on mine.
Okay. I'll call number 6. If there's someone here from B&M Grill, he's an opponent.
Come back in August.
Well, actually, the hearing has been canceled, so there's no need for... I'm sorry, but the item regarding Los Compadres Oaxaqueños doing business as B&M Grill, that application has been withdrawn. So there won't be any discussion of that. So if you've been waiting here for that, I'm sorry, but that application is withdrawn. My understanding is that it'll be brought up in August again, and you'll have an opportunity to voice your opinion at that time.
Okay, so I can't oppose it now?
No.
No, I'm sorry, sir, there's nothing to oppose. Thank you, I'm sorry you waited. Now we'll move to the hearing section. Item number 8, Four Partners, Inc., DBA Antonius at the Beach, 492 Revere Beach Boulevard. Rodrigo Angulo, manager. This is a hearing into the multiple COVID violations, restaurant restrictions, opening without a licensed manager, unauthorized transfer of control and ownership of the license, and conducting licensed entertainment in a manner that endangers the health and safety of the employees, patrons, and members of the public, both inside and outside the premises. This is a continuation from the May meeting. Your name and address for the record, please, sir.
Hi, my name is Fernando Loaiza. First, I want to apologize for Mr. Rodrigo. As we talked last time, his mother is really sick, so she's the only one who's taking care of her, so that's why I'm here.
Is that your attorney? No, that's not. You're not talking about your attorney, are you?
No,
Oh, okay.
no.
Okay, well, here we are. We're at the same spot we were a month ago, except you have applied for the manager aspect. But as far as the rest of the paperwork goes, we're in the same position. Your attorney came here and assured us that this would be done within 2 weeks. And here we are a month out, and we're still nowhere with it, and unless you can enlighten me on something that I'm missing.
Okay, about the manager application, we did it right away. Unfortunately, a week later, we find out that we missing some, one of the papers was supposed to be notarized.
You just mind speaking closer to the mic so we can hear you?
So one of the papers was supposed to be notarized. So the person who was supposed to come, a manager, she was on the States, so I need her. So we got another person, which actually was the second choice. We got everything, so we already gave it to Maggie, but she told me that was late for this hearing, so she got that one. About the other thing about the transfer and everything, same thing, the lawyer, we met many times, and was kind of misunderstanding about some situation. Then I addressed with her and she explained better to me, because he was telling me that I cannot be part of that because I'm not citizen. So then she explained me, yes, you can do it. Basically, that was a really nice conversation for a long time that she explained everything. So I went back to the lawyer and he still said like, no. So I decided to go to somebody else who's gonna be helping me, and he got everything right now, so he's gonna straighten everything.
So the lawyer that was here last time is not your lawyer anymore? You've
No.
made a change?
Yes.
Okay.
Because he say, he showed me something where they say that I had to be citizen in order to be part of any corporation or something in the United States. And they say, yeah, we have the manager, we have one citizen, basically we have everything, but he was kind of say that I cannot be part of that one.
Well, I mean, you understand that changing lawyers doesn't change the law, right?
Yes.
Okay. Do any of my fellow commissioners have any questions?
It just seems like we have to continue, we have to push it until the paperwork gets corrected. I don't know if there should be a restriction in operation.
Well, I mean, sure, that's one option is to continue it. The other option is that, you know, as long as this is continued, the city has got some exposure here. You have a premises that is not licensed properly to be serving alcohol. And that potentially could be a problem for the city. And so I don't really see the will to change it. I see us getting, you know, pushed down the road further. I mean, we've given you months to fix this. You've had ample opportunity to fix this. And at some point, you know, the city's got to draw a line here and say, look, you know, how much more?
No, I understand that and apologize because in this, for me, it's something new. And being part of this transaction and everything for a long time, and I always say like, you can, and keeping somebody. And like I said, this is the first time that I really see it for like almost 1 hour with Maggie, and she showed me, because literally when he showed me some papers, I like right here, I say, you cannot be part, you are not citizen. And they say, okay, but I have a manager, he's citizen, and I have more people, even my sister, my daughter, she's gonna become citizen, is gonna be part of everything. So, okay, you can wait until she becomes a citizen and then you can put her. So basically every door that I open always closed to me. And I don't know if the lawyer knows about all this stuff because he's kind of lawyer or something else. So I was kind of searching who can help me with this one, because basically this is more like on the law side. It's not something that you just can fill it out and give it to you guys. It's more like something really, really has to be everything straight out in the right way. And to be honest, I don't have the knowledge about this. So after heard this guy like calling him, we're gonna meet, I need to get this one straight out. Fernando, how many times I have to tell you, you can't do this? So finally, I took the decision to go straight to her. So like, what am I gonna do? What can I do here? So that's when she said, yeah, talk to your lawyer, say to call me, but to be honest, at this point, look like he's not gonna help me. So that's why I went to Chelsea with somebody that I know for a long time, so he's willing to help me. And like I say, anything that he needs from me, I'm gonna help. But from my side, it's like, what else I can do it, you know?
Yes, sir, I understand. Of course, we've heard this, you know, for several months now. Every month it's, you didn't know this, you didn't know that. Unfortunately, The paper trail that this office has shows we haven't been doing our job
Yep.
as far as you as a license holder, knowing your paperwork isn't in order. And I understand all that. That's why you hire an attorney. That doesn't help us with our paperwork. We're still allowing you to work without the correct paperwork for months. And it's every month we come up and there's something else. I think you sat here tonight and you saw how in one meeting we can remedy a problem, okay? Those people left, they've got their license, they know what they have to do, they're gonna go out and they're gonna do it. Yours seems to be month after month after month. And I, for one, honestly, don't want to be responsible for a license being out there anymore without the correct paperwork being shipped in, okay? And, it's very easy to get a manager. For the time being, last year, you should have just got a manager, whether you realize they had to be a citizen or not. So you put a manager on that is a citizen, and then you work on getting it for yourself. But I just feel this paperwork story month after month after month is getting old. I really do. And for me, I don't like that folder sitting there not being filed, not sending it to Boston to be approved. I will speak for myself. I feel irresponsible for keeping this business going constantly with absolutely no, another extension, this will go on till, next year, and we've seen it already. So I feel very bad. I just think that you've had a couple of attorneys. I don't know who you're hiring or what you're doing, but I probably would have taken a different route. I would have got someone that could pass a query, that was a citizen, and then go take your daughter when she gets her citizenship. Could have always been changed, but I just find every month it's drawn out again, and it's frustrating. And I feel very happy when someone does come up and we resolve it on the floor and they work with us. I don't see that happening here. So that's my opinion.
So if I could put it in perspective really quick, so right now, and Maggie can confirm this, there is an actual change of manager in your office, but we obviously, it's not something we can address today because you submitted it late, is that? Okay. And the second issue is that the owners of this business, Antonia's, is not properly identified. The corporate directors and folks are not properly identified. I guess my question for the commission, or something that we have to answer, I guess now, is does that have an effect, those two issues have an effect on the liquor license? And I think it does.
I think those are ABCC laws and regulations regarding, how a liquor license is to be obtained.
Right. So I would have to agree with Rob here that, Commissioner, that there's some level of exposure for our city to allow Antonia's to operate under its current liquor license when the law has identified certain things that has to be in place to maintain this license in good standing. And I share the sentiments of Commissioner Granasso that it really pains us to have to do this, but it has to come to a point in time where, this commission has to take some level of action until you get your act together, I guess. And as Commissioner Granasso pointed out, it just seems to me like every meeting we have yet another excuse. And I know you're doing the best you can. It seems like you're representing this business to the best of your ability. But frankly, the ignorance of the law or the fact that you're not familiar with the rules of it isn't really a sufficient excuse. Because if you're stepping into this role, and again, it seems like you're trying your best, but sometimes that's not good enough under the rules. So it seems like I'm not sure what our authority would be, but based off of everything I heard, I would probably propose some type of suspension of the liquor license.
I mean, that would be my thought, would be that we would have to suspend the liquor license, the alcohol portion of your license, until such time that the paperwork is either submitted or acted upon or in some way moved forward. No one wants to put you out of business.
No.
That's not our intention here.
Can I just clarify something? I'm sorry. About the whole thing was about the manager, which is something that is all said right now. In about the person on the corporation. I wasn't in the corporation until last month, and the reason why they made the changes is because we were starting find some way that Mr. Rodrigo step out once we got the manager in place. So when you say that's been for a long time, that was always the same owners as until last month. When we make one change, it was adding me there. And that's when you say you must submit it. And that's something that's why I'm sorry about my knowledge, poor knowledge, is when I say, but I never purchasing. They add me there because we never did the purchasing. And I say, okay. And then she say, Fernando, but because you is adding there, you got to submit it because we must know who is there. That was last week. That was not all months. The whole month was all about manager because the problem with Mr. Angulo, he wasn't there. So now we had two persons. The other person, I didn't say no because I'm going to keep as an assistant manager. And the other person, she's been working with Antonio for over 10 years. So she's literally there working for us. So basically the only problem right now is who is going to be acting as a manager. She's already. Like I say, the only problem was taking me time because the person wasn't on the stage to notarize the paper. But the paper is all set and everything's all there.
I understand what you're saying. However, Mr. Rodrigo has not been involved with the business for quite some time. And he's been on the papers during all that time.
Mm-hmm.
So that's really not, it hasn't been just 1 month. The latest issue was 1 month, but as far as who the manager was and who was running things, that has been an ongoing issue for quite a while. Would you agree?
Completely.
Okay.
So like that's what I say. My first thing was get the manager. And when you say what happened, why we didn't get it before? Listen, I've been working with only 3 cooks in a restaurant that I need at least 5 or 6. Nobody wants to work. I've been working with only 4 servers when I need at least 10. Right? Nobody wants to work. Especially be a manager when you can make more money staying home. So right now I had 2 persons because they don't gonna get more. So I said, okay, you're gonna get a manager. So I've been trying to get somebody in that position.
Who's Hector Ramirez?
Hector?
Yes.
That was the original 4 partners. There's Hector.
You say he's the original 4 partner. Is he no longer part of the partnership?
He is part.
Okay, and he's still actively involved in
Yeah.
the partnership?
Mm-hmm.
And you said Rodrigo Angulo is no longer part of the partnership?
He is part. Yes.
So why is he being removed from the division of corporate?
The only thing that he don't want to be is you guys say that he don't want to be manager because he cannot be there.
So he can't be the license manager, that's what you're saying?
Yeah, that's all he wants.
So who would you, if you were to amend your corporation status now and list your directors, who would be on it? Because I'm looking at the list now and it seems like it's Jose F. Larraza, that's you, right? You're listed as the president. You have Hector Yepes Ramirez, you said is still a partner. Rodrigo Angulo, who's still a partner.
Yeah.
And Laura Larraza, that's your wife, I presume?
Mm-hmm.
And she's still involved in the business.
She just become, because that's the person like potentially can be, like she's gonna be citizen. So we need at least 2 or 3 person citizen, which is gonna be her and Rodrigo.
Right. So, and just to comment on the license manager application you submitted, it's not all set yet until it comes before this commission. We understand who it is and, you know, and that person's identified in front of this commission, unless I'm wrong on the process. But it has to come before this commission first before it's, in order for it to truly be upset. So you're still very much in limbo. So, I'll be honest with you, I don't know how much leeway you're gonna get at this point, going forward. And I think the commissioners are prepared to make a decision, even if it's on a temporary basis. And frankly, because we all share the same sentiments that we don't want to see you shut down, I'm sure we will entertain something where, once you get your paperwork right, I would even willing to hold a special meeting for you so we can get you back in good standing. But I can't see us moving forward, without some type of restriction on your license at this point. And that would be my position if a motion is presented.
Thank you, Commissioner. I would agree that, I think I can speak for Commissioner Guanasso that we would entertain a special meeting, if you got your paperwork together. But you have to understand, if something were to happen down there related to alcohol, you have insurance, I understand that, but your corporation is insured. What corporation is being insured? What is the liability? Who has the liquor license? The legal entanglements of that are pretty deep. And now, if the city is allowing that to occur, the city now has got some liability. So we have got to stop this, and we have got to fix it. And the only way we can do it is to stop you from serving alcohol right now until you get your paperwork in order.
Can I ask a question? So the whole problem is because first we started with the manager, and we had the manager. Second, the other problem is because we add myself into there. So if I'm being removed and the 4 partners is still the same, is any changes?
I can't speak to that. Can you speak to that?
Honestly, and I caution the commission about giving advisory, I understand you have a question about that, but I think you should seek the advice of counsel about how to make yourself in good standing. And I certainly don't want to state on the record something and you go by it and it ended up being wrong and you hold it to us that this is what we advise you. I think we should caution about giving an advisory opinion. What I would say to you is that, have a conversation with Maggie about your entire package, whether it's the licensed manager, as well as, what your requirements under your liquor licenses for, your board of directors and how it affects your license. I'm sure Maggie will make herself available to assist you in that way, but such a question I would caution my commissioners to answer, because if you rely on it and we end up being wrong, there's some liability there too, and if you get denied at a later date. So educate yourself on what you need to do. As I said, I certainly can say on the record that I would be willing to entertain, if you get it fixed next week, we can hold a special meeting. I'll make myself available to get you back up and running. This is not a punitive measure. It's not something, but it just has to happen. We can't continue to turn a blind eye to Antonia's at the beach operating without the sufficient paperwork. We require it of every business owner that comes before this commission. And you've gotten a lot of breaks, we have to do our job. So, again, get counsel, get in touch with Maggie, do whatever you need to do, but I think that, again, I'm prepared to vote at this point.
Thank you, Commissioner. Do you have anything else to add, Commissioner Guanasso? Well, I guess what I would do then is I'll make a motion. Does anybody else want to speak on behalf of Antonia's or, yes, sir. Your name and address for the record.
Stephen Stout on record. So basically at this point, it seems like you guys would like to suspend the license. And once he gets his paperwork in order, you will hold a special meeting to reinstate the license from?
That is what, a motion that may be proposed. Yes.
Okay. I'm not going to try to, I realize your points. I also realize that you have to enforce certain laws, because like you said, if something was to happen, that would fall back on you for legal purposes, but also even moral purposes as well. So, okay, as long as he gets his paperwork in order, let's say it happens in 2 weeks, you guys would be willing to hold a special meeting?
Yes, I mean, I think we've all come to the conclusion that no one wants to put this gentleman out of business.
No, sure, not at all.
All right, so, we want this business to thrive. It's a great location, it's one of the premier locations in the city, and we want to see it run right and run properly. This is just one of the things, all right? We didn't even get into the other stuff, all right? I don't know if we want to address the other stuff, the seating, the crowding of the sidewalk, that kind of stuff. We need to be more responsive to the city and the ordinances that govern your business, because that's creating ill will among your neighbors and among the officials in the city who are responsible for policing that kind of stuff, because they feel like you don't pay attention to them. And so the only way they get your attention is when they start whacking you with fines and fees and yanking your license and pulling your chairs and doing stuff like that no one really wants to do. All we want to do is have people cooperate so we can enjoy the beach and everybody can kind of make money and have a good time and enjoy things safely. I mean, it's not rocket science here.
Sure.
Good day. My name is George Athis. I am the entertainment director down at the place, and I've been there for well over 3.5 years, and I try to do the right thing, and I observe by being in the area. I'm near the kitchen. So when people walk by, I observe there's never any trouble. The patio is always kept nice. As far as behavior patterns, because I'm there all the time at night and I see it, there's never seems to be any issues.
You say you're the entertainment director?
Well, I'm like an assistant to the entertainment. I help to see what they want to bring in.
Antonio's?
Yeah, I'm the DJ there.
Oh, okay,
But what I do is I advise if they want to bring a singer in or something like that.
were you the DJ back in May when they had that party? Were you the director then too? Entertainment? No?
No, I was not, no.
Okay.
But we did, when there was issues, we did remove whoever was causing problems as far as any entertainment. We did not bring them back. So I observe, I make sure the music stays a proper sound, and I make sure it stays clean music. But the idea is to keep it prim and proper, and it has been. But what goes on behind the walls and the books, whatever, I'm not privy of that. But as far as the behavior pattern of the place, it's kept clean, well-managed staff. And I sometimes go out to the patio area because we don't have music outside. We bring it inside. I make sure everything's well, and if there's any issues, I tell Fernando. So as far as my end, things are copacetic with me, but whatever you guys can do to help out the cause, you're right, it's a great location, and we love to have it happening. Summer's here, and let's hope for the best.
Thank you very much, sir. Yes, Mike.
There was a concern recently on the property regarding their outdoor seating. The width was not wide enough for a handicapped person to get by on the boulevard, so that was rectified. DCR met me down there, their licensing representative. That was rectified, and he was seating beyond his scope of what he was allowed through DCR, and he also did bring that into the scope of the building of where it's supposed to be for his outdoor seating. That's
Thank
good
you.
news.
Just a couple of questions, Michael. From your experience, now you've been dealing with the place for a while now. You've had your ups and downs with it. How would you say we're trending?
On my end of it, not from the licensing point of view, he's trending in the right direction. But I completely concur with the commission of where your concerns are as far as the license goes.
Okay, thank you. Does anybody have any questions for the inspector?
No.
Thank you, Michael.
Sean?
I have no
Okay, can I
questions.
just-
I feel bad that it's come to this point that we have to do this. This is a vote that this board does not like to take, and I hope you realize that. It's a tough vote. We don't do it often, but as you can see, we're looking for your sympathy, protecting us also. So I'm with my colleagues As soon as you get that paperwork in order, I would be glad to have a special meeting, get you back on board again. And, you still got a good 6-8 weeks of summer. I'd work on that as soon as possible, because it is a nice business. We love the beach, we love the businesses on the beach. And to be honest with you, you've been up here many times. We don't have any other businesses up here that we have these kind of problems. So if you get that together within the next week or two, we're done. That's it. You can go off and enjoy the summer, because you do have a good place there.
I just want to say something. I probably you didn't understand before because that was another day somebody did an interview in Antonia's for the Latino channels and everything. And I was talking how proud I feel to be part of Antonia's. And probably I was the only person who loves this place, Antonia's. I became in law like 10 years ago. And I feel bad because nobody put love in that place since I took over. But you know what? I've been struggling a lot. I've been trying myself. As an immigrant in this country, having my own restaurant, that I've been working in this industry for years, but I have the whole city on top of me, people, neighbors, and I don't say everybody, because actually it's funny, because I talk to people from next door and say they love your place, but a few people that don't like it. But in general, people who goes to Antonio, they love the place, they love the food, they love everything, right?
That's what we hear.
But when you say I'm being here, and when I say like, really, I don't feel like I doing wrong things. I do the best for that place. I love the place. Every single flower there, I put it myself. Everything that I did there, I put it myself. But I'm tired, And I was talking to Rodrigo and about to surrender. You guys want the place, you can take it. But because, you know what I do there? How I keep this place open? Not open to just the public. I do parties, I do weddings, beautiful weddings. I do the best weddings in town is in my place. And I dress every single table over there. When the people, they go so happy, not because it's cheap, but it's beautiful. They can get anything. What I do over there, they can get in other places, right? People say, yeah, you work so hard. And it's funny when you say there's no manager. There's a manager. With 25 years working as a manager. I know every single thing. Yes, there was a mistake that I made it. I'm sorry. The bigger mistakes took a place that was down and tried to put it up. Nobody else loved that place, right now? So when finally they say, Fernando, you should be part of this. I didn't put a penny. That's something I don't understand when Maggie say, you buy that place. I didn't buy that place. I work for free, for tips. Nobody knows that part. I used to be server and bartender. And that's how little by little I took the place. And I asked them, let me take over. Because you don't like this place. Let me take over. And that's what I did. And yes, I should go to lawyer and say, listen, what we're going to do to straighten everything out, right? That's what I wasn't in papers. I wasn't nowhere. Finally, they say, we're going to put you there. You're going to put a little part of there. Don't worry. Because you've been working so hard. Because one day said, one day they're going to sell this place. You don't have nothing. I don't have nothing. That's all. Just, I love that place. And like I say, manager, try hard. I want to be the manager of my place, my own place. I can't. I'm not citizen yet. Try people. Can you do it? Can you do it? No, you know what? Listen, I don't want to lose my benefits. Really? For 2 years. Nobody wants to take over. I didn't do the rules. That's the government. They pay money to stay home. I'm working with kids. I have so many complaints. You stop. They don't know nothing. 17 years old. That's the only thing I have right now. The good servers, they don't want to work. The good bartenders, they don't want to work. I'm there. I do everything. I cook. I serve drinks. I take orders. I do everything. I work more than 24 hours. Right? Like I say, right now, the only mistake that we made is put me there. And that's when you say, you got to be on the paper. You got to show us how you purchasing. I didn't purchase nothing. They put me there because I didn't deserve it. Manager, yes, you have the manager. You have 2 managers right now. My girlfriend and one of my best employees. The papers, when you're going to have available, Tomorrow maybe, you have everything there. I pay the fee, I pay everything. I did the best for that place. Every penny that I make, I put it there. They don't care before. Something is down, leave it there. I fix the place. I don't think nobody loves a restaurant like I love Antonia's.
I think.
And I never think about not even the name, because those people, all people come over and say, I get married here, I find my girlfriend here. They know the place. I don't want to change nothing from there, you know?
Well, I don't think anybody's got a problem with, the overall concept and the way that you do the weddings. Obviously, you fill in the place, you get in business. But I mean, the issue, and I feel for you as far as that citizenship thing goes. But I mean, there's got to be a way to work around that, because otherwise, you're exposing yourself and people in the city. I mean, I appreciate that, and I really feel for you. Honestly, I do. I've been in the restaurant business. I understand what it's like to sweat and bleed every meal. I've been there, all right? And especially on the beach. Your rainy days, you die. I get it. And I feel for you. But there's nothing really that we can do beyond allowing you to continue to serve food. Because anything beyond that is putting the city in a position where there's liability, and that's not something that we can do. The city has put us here to avoid that, to keep them away from that. And that's I think, what my colleagues are trying to do without putting you out of business. We want you to succeed. We see that you're trying to do the right thing, and I understand with all of the balls that are in the air and all of the different things with different restrictions and who's getting money and who doesn't want to work. I mean, I get all of that. But at the end of the day, there's got to be someone or something that's ultimately responsible should things go off the track. And right now, we don't have that. And without that protection, I don't know what else, what else we
Yeah,
can
ask you
do.
for one last favor, and it's not for me. I had 3 weddings this weekend, and that's my concern. People who's getting married after all this pandemic. And I know we've been asking for time and time. And I think the only solution right now is take me away for anything that is there, keep the 4 partners like the way it is, and approve for the manager. If you give me at least 1 week, until next week, that you're gonna have everything, I'm just gonna ask, take me out for whatever. I don't care, I don't work for, the only reason why I accept to be there is because I want to be part of something. I'm not there. In all the papers, my name is nowhere. That's all I want. I feel so proud to be part of that, but I don't care for that part. So that's all.
What do my fellow commissioners feel about that?
It's time.
Your microphone, thank you.
The Alcohol Beverage Control Commission is our boss. And personally, I just don't see how we can call and say, well, we're going to give them more time to keep going. And, I feel for you. I really do. I feel very bad, but it is what it is, and it's been months asking you to do it. You shouldn't have let it get to this point.
I'll be honest with you, you 2 days, have it fixed by Friday. If you have obligations this weekend that is, it's beyond this commission at this point. Where you got folks in Boston, peering their eyes like we're not doing our job when it comes to your restaurant. And I'll tell you this, get it fixed tomorrow. It's on you. You truly control where you go from here. And this is not a referendum on you personally. Understand that. This is not, you made a comment that the city's breathing down your neck. We're only breathing down your neck because things aren't in order, because there's COVID violations. You're throwing parties in May before the lift. It's just do the right thing, man. It's really that simple. It comes down to that. Just get your paperwork in order, however you're gonna do it. I sympathize with your personal story. I love to hear it. But again, I just can't see us allowing you to continue to use that license beyond today without the paperwork being correct. You know, that's not to say you can't get it correct tomorrow. I mean, whatever you got to do what you got to do.
Well, the way how Maggie explained to me, I mean, do the right thing, that's be part of that one and show a lot of stuff that I don't think I can make it by myself. And like I said, the only easy way for me is, the problem is be Fernando, my name on the corporation. It's fine. I mean, we never take nobody else. The same Rodrigo, Hector, they're still there. It's the same, the original owner, they'll be always been owners. So the only way is take myself from the corporation, that's it. And manager, be approval, that's it.
Well, sir, I think you understand what you need to do, okay? And you need to do it as quickly as you can so that you can get back up and running. But right now, I'm going to make a motion to suspend your liquor license. And I'm going to make a motion to suspend it until such time that your paperwork is in order and you are in compliance according to the ABCC. And I'll also add to that motion that we would make a special meeting to reconvene if you were to get that paperwork before our next meeting. So as soon as you get that paperwork in order, we will convene a meeting and grant your license, or at least take a vote on it. That would be I would make that in the form of a motion. Does anybody else want to add or make a substitute motion?
So, would you second?
I'll second the motion, and again, as soon as you get the paperwork, I'll be available for a special meeting.
And I'd unanimously support that motion as well.
It's unanimous at this point, sir. The motion is approved. Yes, you have 5 days to appeal the alcohol stop service. So you are actually 5 days from today, you are cease to serve alcohol. Okay, so there's 5 days.
So you have that 5-day window to appeal. That means that
So in 5 days, I had to stop.
Yes, so in 5 days, 5 calendar days, is it business days? 5 business days. So that would be
tomorrow.
Thursday, Friday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Okay.
All right? So you got 5 days to get your stuff together before you have to stop service. And then once you stop service, we'll come back for a special meeting once your paperwork is in order. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Okay.
And of course, if you get your paperwork done within 5 days,
let Maggie know we'll
you
set it up.
won't have a
right away.
suspension.
Okay.
Yeah, you're right. That's true.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir.
My best.
I'm sorry for
Best
your
of luck, guys.
troubles. Good luck.
Thank you.
I appreciate everything, and I also appreciate your understanding, and we will work towards getting
Thank you
these
very
issues
much.
corrected. Thank you.
Okay, have a good day.
And bottom line is, it's a good team over there, so we're going to
Well,
roll.
hopefully they'll get it together, sir.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you very much. That concludes the hearing. The next item would be communications, an advisory from the Massachusetts Alcoholic Beverage Control Commission regarding the expansion of patio service and takeaway delivery alcohol by on-premise licensees. The APCC returned no action for an application of Joseph Leon Matola Post, 4524 VFW US Inc., for an alteration of premises. The ABCC returned no action for an application of Scalzi Hospitality Corporation, DBA Casa Lucia, for an all-alcohol restaurant license. The ABCC approved an application for Sri Rang, DBA Easy Liquors, for a transfer of an all-alcohol package store license. The ABCC approved the application of Ocean Ale House of Revere, LLC, DBA Fine Line Tap Room, for a change of license type to all-alcohol restaurant. The ABCC approved an application of Triangle Pro Inc., DBA Billy T's, for an application of an all-alcohol restaurant license. And finally, a notification from the city solicitor of an extension of remote meeting provisions of the open meeting law until April 1st, 2022. And we have a couple late renewals. Common victular would be Justin Donuts, Inc., DBA Dunkin' Donuts at 345 Frank Bennett Highway, and Luberto's Pastry, Inc., DBA Luberto's Pastry Shop, 208 Broadway. Those licenses have been renewed. That concludes the agenda for today. Does anybody like to make a motion to adjourn?
I move to adjourn.
I'll make a motion to adjourn till August 18th.
That sounds like a great motion. I would second that motion and make it unanimous.
Yep.
The meeting is adjourned.